Once upon a time in Delta State, two sisters, Amara and Ifeoma, were inseparable. Their mother had passed on early, leaving their father, a humble school principal, to raise them with discipline and love. Amara, the elder, was graceful, calm, and beautiful. Ifeoma, brilliant, bold, but always in her sister's shadow. The whole town admired their closeness, but under that laughter, jealousy quietly grew. Ifeoma began to wonder if the world would ever see her. Not just Amara's sister. Chuka, a young businessman from Lagos, arrived with wealth and vision. He met Amara first, and he was charmed. He visited often, smiling, respectful, bringing flowers, food, even books. But while Amara's heart opened to love, Ifeoma's heart tightened with envy. Once again, it was Amara who drew all eyes. And deep inside, something dangerous began to whisper. Must it always be her? Ifeoma tried to fight her jealousy. She even gave Amara advice on keeping Chuka close, but the thought would not die. One rainy afternoon, Amara traveled out of town with their father. Chuka stopped by and found Ifeoma alone. Tea was served, laughter shared, and for the first time, Chuka looked at her differently. That moment changed everything. Ifeoma played her role well. She became the friend, the confidant, someone who listened when Amara wasn't there. Slowly, carefully, Chuka's loyalty began to bend. One evening, after a business failure, he sought comfort in the wrong place. Palm wine, quiet words, a single mistake. They slept together that night, and Ifeoma, no longer the shadow, tasted victory for the first time. Chuka tried to hide his guilt. Amara noticed his distance but blamed stress. Ifeoma? She was suddenly softer, overly helpful, strangely kind. Then, weeks later, the test strip turned positive. Pregnant. Fear and pride wrestled in Ifeoma's chest. Now Chuka was hers, or so she thought.
Hey, if you're enjoying this story so far, please hit that like button. It helps more people discover these stories. And don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the next twist, the next chapter, or the next adventure waiting for you here. All right, let's continue.
On Amara's birthday, after laughter and cake, Ifeoma handed her a single envelope. Inside, a sonogram and a note. Your man is the father. Amara froze. Their father's eyes filled with rage. Neighbors heard shouting that night. Amara locked herself away, betrayed not just by a man, but by her own blood. Gossip spread like wildfire. Investors abandoned Chuka. Friends disappeared. Ifeoma thought she had won. But instead, Chuka fled town. Their father, filled with shame, disowned her. You have brought disgrace words cannot wash away, he said. And for the first time, Ifeoma realized she had set fire to her own home. Months later, Chuka returned. Not for Ifeoma, but for Amara. He begged for forgiveness, wept for mercy. But Amara had healed into stone. Go and raise your child, she said quietly. My heart is no longer yours. And in that moment, Ifeoma understood. Amara's peace cut deeper than any revenge could. When the child was born, their father's anger softened just enough to let Ifeoma return home. Amara sometimes cared for the baby, not in approval, but in love for innocence. One night, Ifeoma wept at her sister's door. I destroyed everything because I wanted to be you. Amara sat quietly, then said, I never wanted you to be me. I just wanted you beside me. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was a start. Years later, Amara built a thriving catering business and found love again. Ifeoma, humbled, raised her child and worked beside her sister. They never spoke of Chuka again. But in quiet moments, they remembered how jealousy almost destroyed everything. Betrayal doesn't just wound the victim, it scars the betrayer even deeper. And to all who heard their story, it carried a warning. Some wounds heal, but trust once broken takes a lifetime to rebuild.
Thank you for journeying with me through this story. Every tale we share here isn't just entertainment. It that carries lessons, emotions, and moments we can all connect with. If today's episode moved you, inspired you, or even left you thinking, please hit that like button. It helps spread these stories to more people who need to hear them. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss the next twist, the next adventure, or the next lesson hidden in these stories. I also want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. What part touched you most? What do you think should happen next? Your voice helps shape the stories we tell here. And finally, share this video with someone you care about. A story can heal, inspire, or change the way someone sees the world. Thank you for being part of this family of storytellers. Until the next chapter, stay inspired, stay curious, and keep the story alive.